Why is butter solid while olive oil stays liquid? The answer lies in the structure of lipids. In Edexcel IAL Biology, you'll discover the answer when you learn how triglycerides are made and the differences between saturated and unsaturated lipids. Let's start by looking at what lipids are. Lipids are a broad class of biomolecules that include fats, oils, waxes, phospholipids, and steroids. Lipids are mainly composed of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, but they contain a much smaller proportion of oxygen compared to carbohydrates. Triglycerides are the most common lipids found in food and in the body's fat stores. A triglyceride is made of one molecule of glycerol and 3 molecules of fatty acids. Glycerol is a 3-carbon alcohol, and each carbon atom has a hydroxyl group, OH. Each fatty acid has a carboxyl group, COH, at one end and a hydrocarbon chain of varying length. During synthesis, a condensation reaction occurs between the hydroxyl group on glycerol and the carboxyl group of a fatty acid. In each reaction, a molecule of water is released and an ester bond is formed between the glycerol and the fatty acid. Because glycerol has 3 hydroxyl groups, this process occurs 3 times, producing 3 ester bonds and 3 molecules of water in total. The final product is a triglyceride molecule consisting of 1 glycerol backbone attached to 3 fatty acid chains. The reverse process, called hydrolysis, breaks the ester bonds by adding water, releasing glycerol and fatty acids again. Lipids can be classified as either saturated or unsaturated, depending on the type of fatty acids they contain. When a lipid is made up of saturated fatty acids, it is called a saturated lipid. These fatty acids have no double bonds between the carbon atoms. Because of this, they form straight, unbranched chains that can pack closely together. As a result, saturated lipids are usually solid at room temperature and are mainly obtained from animal sources, such as butter, lard, and meat fat. These are commonly known as fats. In contrast, unsaturated lipids contain unsaturated fatty acids, which have 1 or more double bonds in their hydrocarbon chains. These double bonds create bends or kinks in the structure, preventing the molecules from packing tightly. That's why unsaturated lipids are generally liquid at room temperature and come mostly from plant sources, like olive oil, sunflower oil, and other vegetable oils. These are known as oils. Unsaturated fatty acids can be further divided into monounsaturated and polyunsaturated types. A monounsaturated fatty acid has 1 carbon-carbon double bond, while a polyunsaturated fatty acid has 2 or more double bonds. The more double bonds present, the more fluid the lipid becomes at room temperature. And that's why butter stays solid while olive oil remains liquid. It all comes down to the structure of their lipids. Follow the LazyBioTutor for more quick biology explanations.